11. World
World War
11.
11.
Doing World War 11.
Shit get crucial.
Breaking news, Ilhan Omar's husband's wine company has been legally dissolved. You are looking at the state of California certificate of cancellation for Est Crew.
So yeah, once again, psychology checks out, and people who scream racism and accuse other people of the worst crap, actually they themselves, or they them, whatever they call themselves, are the ones hiding something egregious.
That is the wine company owned in part by Tim Wynette, the Minnesota congresswoman's spouse. Now, why would Wynette and his business partner dissolve their wine business, especially in light of this fact? The Wall Street Journal writing, quote, a 2025 email between Omar's husband and his accountant states that the venture capital management firm is valued at $7.9 million and the winery at $1.5 million. He owns roughly a third of both businesses, according to tax documents included with the lawyer's letter. But why was the winery valued so high in the first place? According to the New York Post, Est Crew had all kinds of problems. By 2023, winemakers said they were not being paid, and investors sued. And Est Crew had only $650 by 2024. Now, overall, the Post says Est Crew only sold a handful of wines between 2020 and 2023. Now look at this. Among the wines sold by Omar's husband was this beautifully labeled Malbec. You see a devious-looking woman. There's a red devil over her right shoulder. Interestingly, the Malbec is called, quote, the devil's lie.
And I told you, these demons love to make it known who they are because they're trying to normalize their way of being so they don't gotta hide anymore, okay? They're trying to condition you all to be just as wicked, sniveling, conniving, and corrupt as them. That's why they tell you to go chase ice vans and all this bullshit.
What a name. Est Crew also sold a Cabernet Sauvignon called Blockchain, a red blend called Overt, described in reviews as flimsy and tart. But Omar's husband's wine venture appears to have come to an end. And a supposed end to, quote, the devil's lie Malbec comes just days after we learned that Ilhan Omar accidentally thought she was a multi-millionaire. Funny how that happens.
Now, let me show you a clip of, Charlemagne the God grilling her. And, only people with discernment and who know shit about the country caught this. While all the other lefties went right along with it and played into her little race baiting. Yeah, they're just accusing her of that because they're racist, man. Check it out.
I haven't seen it.
The Justice Department said that they're also going to look into your husband. Are you concerned about that?
They haven't said. I haven't seen a single investigation.
That's what I was wanting to know.
Yeah,
is there an investigation?
If you know of some, let me know.
I wouldn't call it an investigation.
Yeah.
There's just been a focus on the rapid increase in your household wealth tied to your husband's company.
Well, they have to make a choice to investigate, right?
And these liberals are clueless. They got a saying, if the feds come, they already got everything they need. So, AKA, you won't know if they're investigating you, illegal Ilhan Omar, okay? And you too, whoever the hell this wokey is over here, fucking agreeing with everything she's got to say. Yeah, they got to make a choice to investigate, right? Which means they're racist.
Like, do they choose to investigate or not?
I mean, if you've done something illegal, you would investigate.
But they're not investigating you.
I have not been made aware of an investigation.
Yeah, I never heard of investigation. If there's one, can you tell me, please? Yeah, we know you want them to help you, point you out, tip you off to the FBI so you can run. And we know they probably would because they are helping these criminals.
But when you look at the increase in your household wealth tied to your husband's companies, you understand why that raises questions for people watching from that. Outside.
Yeah, but that's again one of the it's their one of the it's their one of the it's their
I'll get a summer job.
It's their saying, right? Like, there is no wealth increase. If you look at my husband's income, it's almost non-existent. He's, helped make sure our children are, going to college, and our young one is taken care of.
Now, as she brilliantly stutters her way through that shit answer, just want to point out that this is also psychology, so you guys might want to just learn this. I'm telling you, you can tell immediately. This chick started lying. Yeah, ow. Yeah, get a summer job, okay?
Remember this from last week? Omar amended her financial disclosure form which once showed her husband's businesses valued between $6 million and $30 million, blaming an accounting error. And Omar now values his businesses between $18,000 and $95,000, a change that came after her finances came under investigation. But Tom Homan says, stay tuned.
The whole file is being reviewed. A lot of smart people are on it. Stay tuned.
Joining me now is Nick Sorter, who has been on the Hill. Nick, have you caught up with Ilhan Omar?
Oh, she's doing a great job hiding, Kaylee. I mean, I have a lot of questions for her, especially, is this husband her brother husband, or is this a different husband that owned the quote-unquote winery? Haven't figured that one out quite yet. But, you know, there are people that have tried to go out to where this winery was located, and nothing was there. The people at the address didn't even know what we were talking about when we went out there.
Now, the funniest thing about this is when you get a fan base or something like that, they like to support anything you do, especially if you get a lot of negative press or something. Your fan base is going to want to support what you do. So you got to imagine how many lefties went out there trying to purchase wine and,
Where is her bottles, man? I'll show them that we support.
they went out there, didn't find shit. Huh? And then they're so programmed and blindly sheep that they would know this and still not say nothing about it. Because, you know, a lot of them really know each other is corrupt. It's like a person from the hood. You know they do foul shit, so you kind of turn your back to it because you think there's a greater good to be fought, which is how these lefties are. So they'll see the corruption and ignore it because they're lied to, saying that white supremacy is more superior and more important than them robbing people or killing kids, raping, you know, all that other type of shit that these people are doing. But I suggest somebody talk to a Moor, because if you know what black and white means in this country, and when they say white supremacy is evil and white is evil, white means sovereign in your country. So they're saying sovereign people who follow the law are bad.
There is no wealth. There are ranges to businesses that he was invested in. I'm pretty sure. I don't even know what.
Well, they say. Well, correct me if I'm wrong.
Yes.
They said you reported a net worth between $6 million and $30 million, and they said your 2023 disclosure was roughly $40,000, between $40,000 and $250,000.
Yeah, but they're not net worths. They're like the asset things for the companies, and so I don't know what percentage of it my husband actually has investment in. Like, that's not, you know what I mean, it's not a full picture of the numbers in the way that it is presented in the document, because in the documents we have to do ranges and we have to like report in a way that is not detailed. It's not like your tax return that you're submitting for the public record to see.
The only problem with this is when you're reporting your earnings and you gotta, you know, report the range of what you are pretty accurate about earning. It ain't always a perfect number, but you're not gonna get $30 million out of that. Okay? Somebody made a little boo-boo.
Pretty big increase, though. So you could understand why people would ask questions.
Yeah. But I'm pretty sure it'll get like adjusted at some level when those ranges are looked at.
So yeah, she's saying right here, now that we got caught and we just got a heads up from you guys because we didn't know the FBI were looking into us, we'll fix that. Too late, okay? Too late. And it's funny how she just dumped all the blame on her husband, just like Tim Walz just did. He just got caught and now he's taking credit for the freaking arrest, and now going at the criminals that he once helped. He's been helping these people fraud the government for years. All of a sudden, yep,
That's right. You commit fraud, you're done, buddy.
now all of a sudden look at Ilhan. Oh, they're all snakes. You guys think these people got any honor? Hell no. She just threw her husband under the bus. Or her brother. I don't know who the dude is, okay? And a lot of this violent rhetoric that they spew in order to get away with corruption, because they gaslight people who are investigating them and call them racist. Then you got people like this, as you see on the screen, in my city, okay, writing F ICE and kill ICE and all this other type of stuff because of criminals like that. So you guys are running out, carrying out the corrupt orders of criminals who are robbing us. Good job, lefties.
The last time the Alien Enemies Act was invoked, it was used to detain and deport German, Japanese, Italian immigrants during World War XI.